Check it out. Hot off the press. So if you guys haven't heard about Q, he's been predicting shit for close to 2 years now on some next level stuff. Anyways, it's taken the world by storm. People are getting hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views breaking down these shits. She is. They are. Whatever. So I think I finally have a good answer on what it all is though. And it comes with one they finally just said. It says right here. Somebody asked them, Q, are we alone? Roswell. No. Highest classification. Consider the vastness of space. Q. Now, this comboed with Space Force Trump directs Pentagon to create a military space force. Pence How are they gonna have Space Force when you can't get through the firmament? Now, if anyone knows the truth, they know that in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth. And God made the firmament. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the faces of the deep. The face of the deep. The face of a pool is flat, by the way, upon the face of the deep. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And God said, let there be a light, and there was a light. And God saw the light, and it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night, and the evening and the morning were the first day. And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear, and it was so. The point is that the firmament exists, and anyone and everyone, if you're following flat earth isn't just a disc flying through space instead of the globe, you know what I mean, spinning and everything like that. It's a completely different system than what we're taught. The heliocentric model versus the geocentric model is, the heliocentric model tells us that we're spinning 1,000 miles per hour while traveling 66,600 miles per hour around the sun, while the sun is going 500,000 miles per hour around our galaxy, and then our galaxy is like whipping through the Milky Way at some colossus speed, yet we don't feel any of that. The geocentric one is that everything's moving on top of us, moving around us, and we're stationary and still. And if you think about it, We don't feel any type of movement. Fear before him all the earth. The world also shall be stable, that it be not moved. So they brought the ark of God and set it in the midst of the tent that David had pitched for it, and they offered burnt sacrifices and peace offerings before God. And when David had made an end of the offering, the burnt offerings and the peace of offerings, he blessed the people in the name of the Lord. And he dealt to every one of Israel, both man and woman, to every one a loaf of bread, a good piece of flesh, and a flagon of wine. And he appointed a certain of the Levites to minister before the ark of the Lord, and to record and thank praise for the Lord God of Israel. Judgment of his mouth. O ye seed of Israel, his servant Egypt. He is the Lord our God. His judgment are in all the earth. Be ye mindful always of his covenant. Anyways, I'm just going to chill on the ones that I know for a minute. He says, glory and honor are in his presence. Strength and gladness are his place. This is singing praises to him. Sing unto the Lord all the earth. Show forth from day to day his salvation. Declare his glory among the heathen, his marvelous works among all nations. For great is the Lord and greatly to be praised. He also is to be feared above all gods. He is to be feared above all gods. I love it. For all gods of the people are idols, but the Lord made the heavens. Glory and honor are in his presence. Strength and gladness are in his place. Give unto the Lord, ye kindreds of the people. Give unto the Lord glory and strength. Give unto the Lord the glory due unto his name. Bring an offering and come before him. Worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness. Fear before him all the earth. The world also shall be stable, that it be not moved. Let men say among the nations the Lord reigneth. Fear before him. God is not a liar is the point, okay? This is literally everything he says is like you would take it to a court of law and be able to hold it. Fear before him all the earth. The world also shall be stable, that it be not moved. That's how we are. We're not moving right now. We're set on pillars. There's more. Let's do 27, I think. Oh no. It's I think it's 18. Where is it? Job 37:18. Thought I was right there. Shit. Anyways, has thou with him spread out the sky, which is strong and has a molten looking glass. More about the firmament. The point is, I already done my research on the flat earth stuff, and I know what is good with. I know what's good with it already. I know that the firmament exists, and I know that you can't get through it. So basically, I know that. So I know that anything else that is promoting that or pushing that, it's fake. I think we're in the end times, man. All this stuff is too crazy. Psalms 104, verse 5. Who laid the foundations of the earth, that it shall not be removed forever? This is what the ancient Hebrews taught. This is what everybody thought. Everyone in the ancients, Navajo, Mayan. Basic observations and common sense led mankind to believe the earth was flat for thousands of years. So what changed 500 years ago that made everyone believe we live on a giant spinning ball? Did anything crazy happen 500 years ago? The Bible tells us that the heavens will be peeled back and everyone will see God. The heavens will be rolled up like a scroll. Revelation. Oh yeah, I love this, man. Isaiah. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. And all their hosts shall fall down, and the leaf falleth from the vine, and all falling fig from the fig tree. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved. So, one day the firmament is going to dissolve, and all the stars are going to fall, shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down. As the leaf falleth from the vine, and as a fallen fig from the tree. What is the other one? 6:14. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. I think this is going to say, then the kings of the earth and the nobles and the commanders of the rich, the mighty, and every slave and free man hid in the caves among the rocks and the mountains. Hid in the caves among the rocks of the mountains, and they said to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of the one who's seated on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb, for the great day of their wrath has come, and who is able to withstand it? See, everything in the Bible makes more sense when you picture it as the biblical portrayal of the earth. We're not spinning through space crazily, because the mountain, because that's not how it's gonna work. It's gonna scroll back, God's gonna be right there, everyone's gonna see us, see him. It says that everybody will see him somewhere. I don't know where it says that, but everyone's gonna be able to see him right there. If the earth was a globe, my boys in Australia, my cousin, they're not gonna see him while we see him. On the flat earth, everyone's gonna see him. The firmament's gonna be rolled back one day and everyone's gonna do this. And the kings of the earth, the nobles, the commanders, the rich, the mighty, and every slave and free man hid in the caves and among the rocks of the mountains. And they said to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of the one seated on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb, for the great day of their wrath has come, and who is able to withstand it? It's crazy. Is this I'm pre-trib rapture now, by the way. Listen to some studies on it. So if this stuff is after the rapture happens, this is during the tribulation, man. That's some crazy stuff. So yeah, I think the world stage is all adding up to this, because especially what I wanted to get back on topic is this. This right here, man, are we alone? We gotta find out what he ends up saying. If he starts pushing alien invasion, because you gotta read what everyone's saying on this thing. Holy fuck, poggers, aliens confirmed. Fuck yeah. When will the couriers be released? I'm sure, hopefully they're friendly. You mean God, right? This thing got 750 posts and probably a few minutes of it being posted. So these things are being, you gotta be quick if you want to be able to say something on here. But some people know what's going on here, like Epic Answer. So Blessings in the chan. Thank Q for confirmation. We need to clean our house before we can meet the neighbors though. The LARP is 100% confirmed. Holy shit. Thanks, Dickhole. Yeah, so this guy knows. Understood. What about this plane? That's a good one, Q. Keck. Are the beings less like the aliens we're seeing in movies and more like other dimensional beings, angels and demons? Everybody thinks that aliens and demons aliens can exist and they can be part of a planet billions of light years away that are just more evolved and more competent than us. That's why they need the spinning globe heliocentric model, so they can have the possibility of these life sources on extra planets. That's what the Antichrist is going to be someday, probably. He's going to be the leader of some alien race and claim that he created all of us billions of years ago and he evolved. We're going to be his future, he's our future evolution. Blah, 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 blah. And the Bible says that we're going to send a great delusion. Second Thessalonians 2:11. And for this God, let's see, I'll read a little bit. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until. That's what I'll say. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not shaken in mind or be troubled neither by spirit nor by word nor by letter as from us, as that day of Christ is at hand. Let no man deceive you. Let no man deceive you by any means, for on that day let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not ye be not shaken in mind or be troubled neither by spirit nor by word nor by letter as from us, as that the day of Christ is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first. We're at a falling away right now. Nobody believes in the Bible. Nobody thinks this stuff is legit. And the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. So, temple of God. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things? And now you know what will holdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Okay. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. So some guy's going to come on the scene that has all these powers and stuff in the world of them, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. The love of the truth is that you can all be saved. Everybody can be saved. If you just believe in this author of this book that's writing out history 5,000 years ago and predicting Jesus is coming in Isaiah 700 years before he's written. He's going to be crucified on a tree. Not going to have a single bone broken. He's going to be pierced. He's going to get lashed 40 times. That's all was proven on the Shroud of Turin, even perfectly. Showed that he had only either 2x the blood in the the blood in the found on the Shroud of Turin, which Jesus was buried in, showed that it's virgin birth, that it doesn't have a male chromosome. Jesus, let's see, Shroud of Turin. Ooh, DNA test result. Check this out. Is it fake? DNA testing deepens mystery of Shroud of Turin. DNA tests open more Shroud of Turin mysteries. The mysteries of the Shroud of Turin are proving to be very stubborn in the face of modern technology. An Italian team analyzed DNA from the relic some believe is the burial cloth of Jesus, but failed to find conclusive proof of its origin. The Independent reports the testing revealed traces of people and pollen from many parts of the world, meaning that it could be a medieval forgery, or that its journey to Europe could indeed have begun in Jerusalem around 30 or 33 AD. The results show that over the centuries, the shroud came in contact with many different types of natural and anthropological environments, according to the researchers, whose study is published in the journal Nature. One find that will surprise skeptics: one of the most common snippets of the mitochondrial DNA was from the Middle East. The type is rare in Western Europe, and it is typical of the Druze community, an ethnic group that has some origin in Egypt and that lives mainly in restricted areas between Syria, Jordan, Lebanon, Israel, and Palestine. Lead researcher Gianni Barcaccia tells Life Science, which notes that other experts consider some of the methods used unreliable. Another find. Barcaccia says some of the oldest DNA on the cloth was from India, meaning... Okay, anyways, let's go. Sorry, I might have just wasted your time. This doesn't have what I was... Virgin birth, man. Fuck these guys. The point is this. Sorry, blood evidence versus paint theory. Most blood stains on the shroud are exuded from clotted blood shroud. Jesus has no chromosome, no Y chromosome. In human beings, as in all mammals, sex's gender is determined by the X and Y chromosomes. The X and Y sex chromosomes are different in shape and size from each other. Females have two of the same kind of sex chromosome, XX, while males have the two distinct sex chromosomes, XY. A male child gets his Y chromosome from his biological father. The combination of two Y chromosomes is always lethal in humans. It shows that where's this show, man? There's a study. They did some study on his DNA, and it shows that there's no Y chromosome, like they said. So he had a virgin birth. It just backs up the proof. January 1995, led by Professor Marcello Canal of the Institute of Legal Medicine, a group of Italian researchers, including several workers who had invented the standard DNA test for gender, conducted a DNA analysis of the blood of the shrouded Turin on the Oviedo cloth, also called the sudarium. Of a recent report by scientists confirms that the shroud is not a fake, provides a strong evidence that the sudarium of Spain is the cloth described in John 27 as being wrapped around Jesus' head. Here is Dr. Tippo's account from the pages. Normally the results of a DNA test of the blood on such a famous object would be published in English in a major scientific journal. Not so the result of this DNA test. The results were published in Italian, the very obscure Italian journal devoted to the study of the Turin shroud. Furthermore, only the raw data were published. That is, the Genoa team published a black and white Xerox copies of the computer output of the DNA analyzer. This is never done. Always the data are presented in a neat table or figure, and they are accompanied by a discussion of their significance. The Genoa team made no effort to interpret their data, so they just print out something crazy. But I was able to interpret the data at once. They are the expected signature of the DNA of a male born in a virgin birth. The Turin shroud data show 106 plus 1, but not trace of a 112 base pair gene. The Oviedo cloth data shows 105, 106, but no trace of 112 base pair. The X chromosome is present, but there is no evidence of a Y chromosome. This is the expected signature of a virgin birth. You know, seriously, man, God is crazy. The Shroud of Turin is crazy. People who walked in darkness. Point is this, man. This is his proof too. The Shroud of Turin. Check this out. So there is a cloth that was being kept in a in close watch over forever, and it was just, they thought it was just a cloth. But when the first picture was taken of it and they saw the first negative, this face started appearing in it, and it's pretty crazy. You can see where the crown of thorns was in his head. That's what it normally looks like, and then that's the negative of it. I've never seen this one. These ones are cool though. You see his full body standing. It's the king, baby. It's the only true king. The risen king. Where is this body? Where is this man right here that was buried in this? I know where he is. Sick. This is cool though. Check it out. So, remember I told you he was whipped 40 times? These slashes on his back, the things that are on them have, the strands have 3 mini dumbbells on them, basically, say like a quarter or maybe like an inch apart, with heavy dumbbells, sharp probably, and there's 3 of them on each one. You can see each how wide they are right there. There's been massive forensic analysis and studies done on this thing, and they have counted out 120 of those marks on his body. So that would be 40 times 3, 120. 40 lashes for Jesus. Jesus. Is it prophesied? He may be beat for, okay, let's check it out. So he may This is the old punishment they can go by. He may beat him 40 times, but no more, so that he does not beat him with many more stripes than these, and your brother is not degraded in your eyes. 5 times I've received from the Jews 39 lashes. Pilate then took Jesus and scourged him. God mercifully limits human cruelty. So that was their law back then. That's not what he was whipped by. He was whipped by something like this, kind of. How they have rods on the mini dumbbell stuff. Let me see. That's not right. Those aren't right. Whoops. These are close to being right, but it's gonna be brutal. And then I don't know if it says maybe the Bible doesn't say he was whipped 40 times, but that whole process was recorded. Anyways, like I said, he was whipped 40 times. There's 3 bars, 3 things on each one. There's 120 marks on his body. What are the odds of that? There's pierced through his wrist. I'll show you the mark, the spear mark in his side. Maybe it shows on his back view. Let me see. Straight through the wrist, straight through the feet. Maybe it's hard to see. Let's do this. Strataturin knife. Or spear. Spear wound. There's the side wound where he was poked. Yeah, when they do like DNA or infrared, they show like that thing was in a puddle of blood right there. Anyways, it has everything. It has everything detailed that we know about Jesus. He's got a crown of thorns on this guy's. He's got pierced through the wrist. He got marked 20 times. The pollen trail for this goes everywhere he was, from Damascus to Tibet to France to Italy to all over the place, to where it ends up in, well, that's where it's traveled. But the history for the people that had it line up with that. But there's blood from there's dirt from Damascus in here basically. And the freaking DNA test comes out that it's a virgin birth. Okay, so there's just more and more. So let's go back to what made me want to talk about this stuff, and that is all this prophecy, all this real stuff, all this history. Everyone's been trying to figure out what Q is. I've been posting about Q. Q's been predicting stuff before it happens, and then Trump has been basically doing what Q said is going to happen. So now they're pushing an agenda. I feel like they're trying to get all of these people to believe in some alien stuff. Some people know. Watch this. Just want to say fallen angels sound like aliens. Genesis sounds like alien species uplifts humanity because their shit is fucked and Satan is salty about it. Fuck. Tells it all. Thank you, Patriot. Aliens confirmed. Yeah, see, everyone thinks there's like a possibility of fucking space. This is the great deception. Gonna need some legit proof. You haven't earned my that much trust yet. There it is, boys. Cause not hard to comprehend if you spend any time looking at the sky. No. I should trust you or not. When will this ever be revealed? Ha ha ha, the Q-LARP has jumped all the sharks in the ocean. Wow, confirmation Q. HRC needs any Martians? So, this does really confirm aliens, but does confirm we are not alone. Alright. Is the President Trump one of them? It's awesome, it's not. This could mean simply that life has been found outside of Earth. Careful about jumping to little green men assumptions here. Aliens. Flat Earth with dome and circular Antarctic ice wall. Anyways, flat Earth ain't on here. Okay, so you're wrong about the plane hitting Pentagon, and there's no curvature of Earth, and the sun is not 93 million miles away. What the fuck is going on, Q? You LARPing us? Aliens get to fuck, moron. Ha. Are we in Revelation 17 through 22? Q, are you a Christian? Well, man, that is declassified sometimes. Secrets don't make friends at the moment. I'll let you that for churches. Alright, there's text speculated related in some way. I'm not. Flat Earth Anon. Going to do some housework now. See ya. Yeah, so this guy knows what's up. And he's off the... That's exactly what I was thinking when I saw that. I could just see it for what it is now. Utter idiots. Is the Earth flat? Fake. Also fake. The globe and space and aliens. The space and aliens are fake. Angels and demons exist, but the demons that are fallen are the fallen angels that got cast down from heaven, and they're what operate behind the scenes. Right here, Ephesians 6, 18, 16, 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So I've been saying that our leaders of the world, even the leaders of forever, have been they're child murderers, basically, and child traffickers, and they export people from third world countries, and they do it in our country too. It's crazy, it's sick, but That's what Q's been going after this whole time, you see? Q's been taking out all the craziest stuff that I've ever known about, and he's been publishing all of it. Every Epstein Island is gone. Everyone at the FBI is getting taken out. HRC is walking around with a fucking boot. John McCain just got killed. Saudi Arabia got shut down. HRC lost, and she's about to get set up for treason. But Obama too, they all complicit. So that's all getting removed. The world's getting purged so the normies can see a purge. And then once that purge happens, we're gonna move into the final purge. People need to make the right decision. If you don't see it, I don't know what else to tell you. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in that evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girded about your truth with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace, of all taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. I will send you a grand illusion. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all the deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the truth of the truth, not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause God shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. The New Age movement is trying to live forever without God. That's what transhumanism is all about. That's what space is all about. The possibility of extra life forces, sources, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. But we are what's the grand illusion going to be? Why is the third world, the third temple is getting built? All the people in Target. We got BB. We got like rabbis. You know, I was listening to BB talk about stuff, and he doesn't deny all the cool biblical history, you know what I mean? He talks about Cyrus and Trump being related, or not related, but really similar. He doesn't reject the authenticity of all this stuff because they know it as historic fact. They're taught differently in that part of the world. They know differently, but the fact is that there's bad people out there that know the truth, and then they come over here, they're powerful, and then they deceive the masses like us, like cattle. We're goys of them. We're the goyim. We're the fuel. Because it's a counterfeit. It's the counterfeit religion. The Talmud and the Talmud and Quran teaching, anything that's against Jesus, man. Jesus is the only person, the only authority, final authority. Oh man, it's crazy. Tons of stuff going on though. That's how I wanted to leave it at. Q, you got some explaining to do. I'll be watching this now. I'll be watching what everyone else who's pushing you says about this too. Is everyone going to jump on board? Is everyone going to start going, aliens, whoa, what the fuck, we all knew about it, aliens exist. What is Operation Blue Beam? Project Bluebeam. That's how they plan to unveil the false messiah. See, but then Q says that he knows about Project Bluebeam too. So much stuff in here. Anyways, you guys know what Project Bluebeam is. I can't navigate myself in here as well as I can navigate other crap. I haven't spent too much time in there. But Project Bluebeam is, we've been testing all the hologram tech at, what's that place called? It's in Indio, Coachella. It's a conspiracy theory that claims that NASA is attempting to implement a new age religion with the Antichrist and its head and start a new world order via technologically simulated second coming. Basically that. They're gonna do some cool stuff. People are gonna fall for it. I'm not gonna fall for it. I will say, you are not the Son of Mary. You are not Jesus Christ. I will not be fooled by him, by this false Messiah that comes. But maybe the rapture happens before that, and then everybody believes this. Who knows? Make the right choice. Don't believe it. If anybody's left behind, how do you get salvation if you are left behind during the tribulation? Absolutely no chance for salvation after the rapture. However, there is no place in the Bible which says this or even hints to it. There will be many people who come to Christ during the tribulation. The 144,000 Jewish witnesses, Revelation 7:4, are the Jewish believers. If no one can come to Christ during the tribulation, then why are people being beheaded for their faith in Revelation 20:4? Yeah. So check it out. I think if anyone gets left behind, then I saw thrones, and seated on them were those to whom the authority to judge was committed. Also I saw the souls of those who had been beheaded for the testimony of Jesus and for the word of God, and those who had not worshipped the beast or its image, and had not received its mark on their foreheads or their hands. They came to life and reigned with Christ for 1,000 years. Warning to everybody. We might go through some global economy reset where they're gonna try to give everybody like hundreds of thousands of dollars, but the only way you can use it is if you use the chip. The chip is the mark of the beast, and it's going to change our DNA possibly by possibly being have the DNA come from a DNA source of like the Antichrist. And since if you put that in your system, there's genetic modification stuff going on behind the scenes. And I think this is one of the only things that if whoever receives the mark of the beast won't be able to gain salvation. Because you're going to choose to worship the idol over God's warnings or all this stuff. So don't do it. Don't get it. And if you are left after the rapture, I you gotta confess Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior, and you gotta get your head chopped off. So it's scary, but people are gonna be doing it. Who's gonna be one of them? It'll be a It's hard to explain how sick heaven's gonna be, but everything's gonna be the next dimension, one dimension up. Imagine being able to change your energy into being lighter than air or something like that. I don't even know. I don't know what it's gonna be like. Can only imagine. But I believe it. Makes way more sense than we came here on an accident from the Big Bang and we evolved from a fungus to billions of different life forces, sources, everything. The possibility of that is impossible for everything to work out perfectly. Cell replication isn't more impossible than the Big Bang, and it happens perfectly every day on billions of different things. You know why? Because energy can't create itself. The Big Bang can't happen without an outside source giving energy to it. Dumb. Anyways, that's it. Q, I'm watching you. Are we alone, Roswell? No, highest classification. Consider the vastness of space. How vast is it, Q? How far beyond the firmament have you gone? Good luck. It'll be fun to watch this play out, though. These are the words of the blessing of Enoch, wherewith he blessed the elect and the righteous, who will be living in the day of tribulation, when all the wicked and godless are to be removed. And he took up his parable and said, Enoch, a righteous man, whose eyes were opened by God, saw the vision of the Holy One in the heavens, which the angels showed me. And from them I heard everything, and from them I understood as I saw, but not for this generation, but for a remote one, which is for to come. Concerning the elect I said, and took up my parable concerning them. The Holy Great One will come forth from his dwelling, and the eternal God will tread upon the earth, even Mount Sinai, and appear from his camp, and appear in the strength of his might from the heaven of heavens, and shall be smitten with fear, and the watchers shall quake, and great fear and trembling shall seize them unto the ends of the earth. And the high mountains shall be shaken, and the high hills shall be made low, and shall melt like wax before the flame. And the earth shall be wholly rent in sunder, and all that is upon the earth shall perish, and there shall be a judgment upon all men. But with the righteous he will make peace, and will protect the elect, and mercy shall be upon them, and they shall be all belong to God, and they shall be prospered, and they shall all be blessed, and he will help them all, and light shall appear unto them, and he will make peace with them. And behold, he cometh with 10,000 of his holy ones, to execute judgment upon all, and to destroy all the ungodly, and to convict all flesh of all the works of the ungodliness which they have ungodly committed, and of all the things which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. Observe ye everything that take place in the heaven, how they do not change their orbits, and the luminaries which are in the heaven, how they all rise and set in order, each in its seasons, and transgress not against their appointed order. Behold ye the earth, and give heed to the things which take place upon it from the first to last, how steadfast they are, how none of the things upon earth change, but all the works of God appear to you. Behold the summer and the winter, how the whole earth is filled with water, and the clouds and dew and rain lie upon it. Dude, Enoch is so fucking woke. Dude, this guy's the most base guy ever to write a book besides God himself through everyone. But, you know, Enoch, they don't want us reading Enoch. I'm not going to say you have to hold this to biblical canon, but the first book of Enoch, like this whole 90 chapters or something, I think is legit. And then there's like Enoch 2 and 3, which I would stay away from. I think this is because Jude and Paul, I think, reference Enoch at least a few times, so it's legit. Observe and see how in the winter all the trees seem as though they had withered and shed all their leaves except the 14 trees which do not lose their foliage but retain the old foliage. Oh man, he was already talking about how everything doesn't move behind us. Everything that takes place in them is how they do not change their orbits. That's true, man. The constellations never move. They're always perfect. If we were really spinning through all these different rotations and movements through space, the constellations wouldn't be perfect circles every time. This should be the first book of the Bible. Or like Job's first before Genesis 2. Job is sick as dude. Job is so sick. Job is one of my favorite books. My favorite books of the Bible growing up were Job. I'm talking like I was young, man, reading Job. I thought it was so sick because it's like God just challenging everybody. Joe's badass, man. It's a story about a man who had everything taken from him because he was the most faithful servant on earth. And Satan said he's only faithful because he is rich and has all this stuff. So he said, God, let me have permission to take everything from him. And he gets permission, he puts him through everything, goes through hell, but Job never stops worshiping the Lord. In all the troubles, he loses all of his flock, he loses his family, he goes through boils, he goes through all the stuff the Egyptians go through, basically, goes through hell. And in the end, he ends up getting everything back and more. Not back, but he gets more. I like his conversations with God because God speaks directly in these. Okay, it was 38. I was looking for not 8. Maybe. Then the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind and said, Who is this that darkeneth counsel by words without knowledge? Gird up now thy loins like a man, for I will demand of thee, and answer thou me. Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Declare if you have wisdom, if you have understanding. Who had laid the measures thereof, if thou knowest, or who had stretched the line upon it? These are all flat earth. Foundations of the earth. The sphere globe does not have a foundation. Declare if you have any understanding. Who has laid the measures of it, if you have knowing, or who had stretched the line upon it? Whereupon are the foundations thereof fastened? Who laid the cornerstone thereof? When the morning stars sang together, and all the sons of God shouted for joy. Who shut up the sea with doors when it brake forth, as if it had issued out of the womb? When I made the cloud the garment thereof, and thick darkness of swaddle band for it. and break up from my decreed place, and set bars and doors, and said, Hitherto shalt thou come, but no further, and here shall thy proud ways be stayed. Hast thou commanded the morning since thy days, and caused the dayspring to know this place? That it might take hold of the ends of the earth, that the wicked might be shaken out of it. It is turned as a clay to the seal, and they stand as a garment. It is turned as a clay to the seal. You know the old school rings, how you would seal a letter by pushing the ring and imprinting your signature on the seal or the letter? God did that with the earth, I think. I think he has his ring, and then he came down, then he compressed us, and he formed the outer rings and stuff, and it is turned that I might take hold of the ends of the earth, that the wicked might be shaken out of it. It is turned as clay to the seal, and they stand as a garment. And from the wicked their light is withholden, and the high arm shall be broken. Hast thou entered into the springs of the sea, or hast thou walked on the search of the depth? Have the gates of death opened up unto thee, or hast thou seen the doors of the shadow of death? Hast thou perceived the breadth of the earth? Hast thou perceived the breadth of the earth? Declare if thou knowest it all. Hast thou perceived the flatness of the earth? Breadth? Where is the way where the light dwelleth? And as for darkness, where is the place thereof? Dude, are these not sick questions? Who has the answers here? Hast thou perceived the breadth of the earth? Declare if you have knowest it all. Where is the way where the light dwelleth? And as for darkness, where is the place thereof? That you should take it to the bound thereof, and that thou shouldest know the paths of the house thereof. Knowest thou it because thou was then born? What? Knowest thou it because thou wast then born, or because the number of thy days is great? Hast thou entered into the treasures of the snow, or hast thou seen the treasures of the hail, which I have reserved against the time of trouble, against the day of battle and war? But what way is the light parted? By what way is the light parted, which scattereth the east wind upon the earth? Who has divided a watercourse from the overflowing of waters, or a way for the lightning of thunder, to cause it to rain on the earth, where no man is, on the wilderness, wherein there is no man? Yeah, because we have weather machines now, and they can cause it to rain, and this guy's saying he causes it to rain where there is no man. To satisfy the desolate and waste ground, and to cause the bud of the tender herb to spring forth. Had the rain a father, or who had begotten the drops of dew, out of whose womb came the ice? Out of whose womb came the ice, and the hoary frost of the heaven, who had gendered it? Dude, our earth is something crazy. Like the full earth, like we might live on the face of it or something. But like, I don't know, who knows what the heck it is really a part of. The waters are hid as with a stone, and the face of the deep is frozen. Canst thou bind the sweet influence of Pleiades, or loose the bands of Orion? Canst thou bring forth Mazzaroth out of his season, or canst thou guide Articus with his sons? Knowest thou the ordinances of heaven? Can thou set the dominion thereof in the earth? Can you lift up your voice to the clouds, that abundance of the waters may cover thee? Can you send lightning, that they may go and say unto thee, Here we are? Who hath put wisdom in the inward parts, or who hath given understanding to the heart? Who can number the clouds in wisdom? Who can stay the bottles of heaven? When the dust groweth into hardness, and the clouds cleave fast together, will you hunt the prey for the lion, or fill the appetite of the young lions? When they couch in their dens, and abide in the covert to lie in wait, O provideth for the raven his food. When his young ones cry unto God, they wander for the lack of meat. Knowest thou the time when the wild goats of rock bring forth, or canst thou mark when the hinds do calve? You think God's gonna stop? Dude, God is gonna spit ultimate truth in the sickest ways. Job out of the whirlwind and said, Gird up the loins, and now like a man I will demand of thee, and declare thou unto me. Wilt thou also disannul my judgment? Wilt thou condemn me, that thou mayest be righteous? Hast thou an arm like God, or canst thou thunder with a voice like he? Deck thyself now with the majesty and excellency, and array thyself with glory and beauty. Cast abroad the rage of thy wrath, and behold every one that is proud of abased him. It's good stuff in here. I'm gonna end it with something that no man can hold. A title of a man that no man can hold other than the creator of life and death itself. The author of time. Sustainer of life. The beginning and the end. Without beginning of days nor end of life. For this Melchizedek, king of Salem, priest of the Most High, God, who met Abraham returning from the slaughter of the kings and blessed him, to whom also Abraham gave a tenth part of all, first being by interpretation king of righteousness, and after that also king of Salem, which is king of peace, without father, without mother, without descent, having neither beginning of days nor end of life, but made like unto the Son of God, abideth the priest continually. That's describing this guy. No other person can be without father, without mother, or without descent, having neither a beginning of days nor end of life, but made like unto the Son of God, abideth the priest continuously. Melchizedek. Abraham met this guy in Genesis, and he came with bread and wine and blessed Abraham, and Abraham gave him a tenth of everything he had. Abraham was supposed to be the guy that gets a tenth from everybody, but he paid homage to this guy. I think Melchizedek is a very strong possibility that he's Jesus. He's from Genesis. I don't know what part. Genesis 6 is with the Nephilim. He's in here though. Pretty cool stuff. Q. Did NASA fake the moon landings? Have we been to the moon since then? Are there secret space programs? Is this why the Space Force was created? False. Moon landings are real. Programs exist that are outside of public domain. Beautiful. Beautiful. Fucking beautiful. Time to watch this shit play out. Get ready for the rapture, boys. Save yourselves. Just kidding, you can't save yourselves. Jesus can save all of you though. All you have to do is believe in him, admit you're a sinner, and say, yeah, you're right, you know, this makes sense. I'm a sinner. I believe I came from something. I didn't get here randomly. I believe that you do love me and you do want me to spend eternity with you, and not you wishes nobody be cast to hell. Everyone's gonna eat this up, dude. This is the grand illusion. Alright, boys. I said that I would always be for Trump, and unless I see him going sideways, him announcing Space Force, him going through with this, basically everyone in the world that's been following this stuff thinks that Q is super connected to Trump, or if it's not Trump. Now they're pushing the alien stuff. It happened. It finally happened. September 19th at 7:14. We're reading them again. Operation Fistful. Liar. Why would you lie about something that has been proven? What was Operation Fistful about again? Bloody hell, Q. Did you give Podesta control of your handle for the afternoon in exchange for his compliance? Rods from God were dropped to North Korea, weren't they? Alright, this is the beginning of it. Some people know what's up. Some people know what's up. Is Alex Jones safe and healthy? Jesus, how stupid do you think we really are? This is it. This guy's dividing everybody. Bullshit. Everyone is gonna follow this like aliens outside Earth in the universe, not on Earth, correct? You guys, don't be these sheep. Now I'm trying to tell you guys, Q's sweeping the nation. He's telling people these space programs exist, and Trump is for Space Force, and Mike Pence is saying that space is a battleground. Vastness of space doesn't happen. The firmament is our locked forces. Romans 1, verse 16 through 20 talks about how the leaders of the world know the truth, and they hide it from us. For I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God unto salvation to everyone that believeth. It is the power of God unto salvation for everyone that believeth, to the Jew first and also to the Greek. I am part Greek. I am a Gentile. For therein is the righteousness of God revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, they shall live by faith. For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men, who hold the truth in unrighteousness. Because that which may be known of God is manifest in them, for God hath showed it unto them. Because that which is known by God is manifest in them, for God hath showed it unto them. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. So all the leaders of the world, they have the technology and the resources to go visit the outer limits and the edge, or not the edge, but wherever the firmament meets the earth, and they probably can't get through it, and they're trying to escape, and they know all these things, and they've run tests on the firmament, and they know the secret, they know the truth that the sun and the moon are in the firmament, and that they're two separate life sources. They're lying to us, they're completely playing with us, they're dumbing us down, they're making us believe that aliens are possible, so that they can usher in an Antichrist one day. Because with that, when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the incorruptible God into an image, made like a corruptible man, and to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. Wherefore God also gave them up the uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to the dishonor of their own bodies between themselves. Long story short, the leaders of the world know the truth, and they're going to hide it from us out of anger. Anyways, Trump, praying for you, man. Pray that you aren't some crazy you know, false prophet type of thing, man. I pray for you to do the right thing somehow and get your way out of this. Salvation is for everybody salvation is for every single person that accepts it. It's man. I want to listen to the song, man.
On her face like I'm doodle wall. Jump in, that pussy like I scuba. Boy, don't test your luck, could be the day that you bring the dot. AK-47 round my arm like a shoulder.
Dark gold.
On her face like I'm doodle wall. Jump in, that pussy like I scuba. Boy, don't test your luck, could be the day that you bring the dot. AK-47 round my arm like a shoulder. Hey, you, I'ma with you, hit you when you love you. Came in with a big drum, wet you like a stencil. Line that nigga just like a pencil.
First class, my boys. We're gonna end it with this. If anybody wants a first class ticket out of Earth into the next dimensions of dimensions, what heaven do you want to get to? First, second, or third? Because we're told somebody, whether it was in body or on spirit, I knew a man in Christ about 14 years ago. Whether in the body I cannot tell, or whether out of this body I cannot tell. God knoweth. Such an one caught up to the third heaven. Somebody got up to the third heaven, and it wasn't Jesus. And Christ above. Woo. Whether in body I cannot tell, or whether out of body I cannot tell. God knoweth. Such in one caught up to the third heaven. The third heaven might be where the throne of God is. If the first heaven is the firmament right outside, the other side of that firmament is the first heaven, and then you get to the palace, second one. Imagine our whole galaxy. Where's the most epic place in our world where you can go visit the most pristine place in the world? Who cares? I say that's the entrance to the second dimension. And then when you get to that dimension, that whole place turns into, like, imagine going to Narnia. Boom, it's something completely different. It's a whole new world. It's like Inception for the dimensions of heaven. That's what I'm looking forward to. And everyone else can go there who just realizes that Trump isn't the answer out of here. Q is not the answer out of here. The false prophet that comes is not the answer out of here. Jesus Christ is the only way out, baby. Alright. Q officially pushing aliens. I'm really interested to see what people are going to say about this. Time to separate the shills from the Jesus pills. The shills from the Jesus pills. Bill Cooper tells the truth about Christ and the church. Bill Cooper, my man, he got suicided twice to the back of the dome, and Alex Jones continued to live. Too much wild stuff. It's a good interview right here. Alright. God bless. Good luck out there. Hope you guys see the truth.